And welcome here to another edition of Recruit Spotlight on HuskerOnline.com. Hi, Sean Callahan here with Steve Sipple. As always, Recruit Spotlight is brought to you by Tanner Sports Bar and Grill and Tavern 180 in Lincoln, 30th and Yankee Hill Road. They are a proud presenting sponsor of these interviews, bringing us some of the best recruits in the country as they are in Lincoln, Nebraska. And we got another one of those top players in the country joining us. Let's welcome in Aydin Breland out of Mater Dei, California. We've spoken now to your teammate twice on Recruit Spotlight, Brandon Baker.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He is the number one tackle in California on offense.
Sir.
You are the number one defensive lineman in the state of California.
Yes, sir.
I can't imagine what it's like going in practice with the two of you guys every day.
Man, it's just competition. You compete, especially at Mater Dei. We got a really competitive atmosphere. So you just go out there and compete every day and just give it your all.
I mean, it's sort of a loaded question, but how much does it help you going up against a guy like Brandon Baker? Do you guys literally square off in practice?
Literally. Quite literally.
do
and it's kind of annoying at a certain point because I'd like to say I'm pretty athletic, and I like to say I'm pretty quick and pretty agile for my size.
Yep.
And then when you have somebody that can keep up with you at the same speed, like he's kick stepping and backpedaling and he's in front of me.
Is that right?
And it's really annoying. It gets really annoying because like, okay, once I kick it up and put it into second gear, the long arms stop me from going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. So then like I have to really he really makes me make him move or actually like hezzy with the hand and actually really make me work on my craft.
How often do you see that in games?
Not often.
Right.
Like from other players? No, not often at all.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
You came to Lincoln with Brandon.
Yes,
what did Brandon tell you about his first trip to Nebraska and what kind of drew you to come out here this time with him? I got you. I stumped you.
A little bit. So Brandon and Nate originally came out here or whatever, and they had told me that it was a great time. They had a great time. They loved all the coaches. It was a great genuine feeling. It was a college town. There wasn't too much going on, but it was still like a cool little vibe. And I was like, okay. And then I started talking to Coach Omar, Coach Tony White. I think his name is the DC, the new DC.
Yeah.
And we just got me out here, and I love it so far. I loving the vibe. I love the coaches. I definitely get the genuine feeling from Coach Omar and Coach Tony White.
Tony White. He's a defensive coordinator. Now, we're with Aydin Breland, who's the top-ranked defensive lineman in California. You were here for the spring game. What were your takeaways kind of from the scene today at Memorial Stadium?
I love the three-stack look, especially with the defense. I could see myself being in that 4-eye. A lot of the outside guys were in.
Really?
And especially with that, I think it was the wheel of the outside linebacker. He'd come down and he'd become an edge. So that means one of the 4 eyes would bump out, and I could easily see myself being out there because I feel like I'm a pretty versatile player. So I could play from the 4-eye to the 5 to the 6 to the 7. You know what I'm saying? I could easily see myself playing in that.
You go out and cover?
Huh?
You can go out and cover?
Oh, yeah.
Can you? Pretty big dude in coverage.
Most definitely.
Okay.
So we have you on 3 at 6'4.5", 320.
That's a big man in
is
coverage.
That an accurate height and weight for you right now?
As of right now, no. I fluctuate weight pretty easily. So that's a bit heavier. I'm right now like about 300 pounds even. But like playing wise, we're gonna be like plan to be 285, 290 during the season.
You just fired your warning shot to Tavern 180, by the way. You're going to cut into one of those steaks there, it sounds like.
Yeah, yes, most definitely.
Okay, what'd you think of the crowd? I mean, seeing 65,000 people at a scrimmage.
I was surprised.
Were you?
That's one thing I really didn't have any idea what it was going to be like. But I was surprised because 60,000, like a Big Ten school, you're over here thinking like, okay, it's going to be a decent amount of people here. But it was packed. And it was funny because we got here a little early. I was walking around the stadium. All the recruits were still early, and all the people were coming in still. And I was like, okay, it's a lot. It's a decent amount of people. I look down at my phone or whatever. I'm tweeting, making sure I'm posting everything. I look up, and I felt like it was more people. I was like, wait a minute.
That's the way it goes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the way it goes. It's like a game day.
It was packed.
Yeah.
I was shocked. And like you look at an SEC school, and you're like, okay, it was an SEC school. That's like the standard of the SEC. Well, at least I feel like from all the games I've been in, all the like places I've been and seen in the SEC, and they bringing that to a packed like Big Ten school. It's kind of crazy.
It's pretty good.
Where have you been then? Kind of break down what your spring. I know not like your lifetime recruit career, but like your March and April. What is March? Because that's kind of been for every guy we've talked to been really, really wild as far as the amount of trips guys have taken in March and April.
March, where have I been? I've been to Miami. I've been to
Penn State,
Ohio State. I went to Miami and I went to Miami again. I went to Georgia. That's it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
What does Nebraska need to do? I mean, are they knocking at the door to even get into like your official visit discussion? I mean,
most definitely. It was a hard knock. This trip was a hard knock.
A hard knock on the door.
There it was. Why?
Just the genuine feel of the coaches. And I really liked I had a great conversation with the head coach. It was just real. Like we were just sitting there chopping it up, like keeping it 100 with each other, just talking real. Like not even football per se, just life.
Yeah.
And that spoke a lot to me. Coach Omar spoke a lot to me, just like with how genuine and real he is. Mm-hmm. I like that. Like that speaks to me a lot about a person and just their qualities about themselves.
I want to put this player in perspective. Aydin Breland, Sean. He got a scholarship offer from Mario Cristobal in the 8th grade.
How big were you in the 8th grade?
I'd say, I think back then when I got that offer, I was like 6'3", 240.
Pretty big 8th grader. Okay, so Cristobal was at Oregon at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's at Miami, and you've been there twice.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about Miami? What is it about Cristobal that's got your attention?
That offer when I was in 8th grade really spoke a lot.
Yeah.
Because I think I was the only like 8th grader. Was that 8th grade or 7th grade? I think it was 7th grade, like the summer going into my 8th grade year.
Okay, so it was before your 8th grade year.
Probably, yeah, I believe so. I was only like underclassman at that camp.
Is that right?
And he was just supporting me the whole way through. I was nervous because I was a big baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was scared. And the thing he was just like following me throughout the whole camp. Keep going, because I was keeping up with everybody. Mm-hmm. I was athletic enough. I was weaving through the drills. I was moving. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that first impression he made on me really like stood. And it was great to see how he followed me and kept up with me throughout my whole career so far.
Did you get other offers during that period?
I believe I got ASU beginning of 7th grade when I first started playing football. ASU, and then Oregon came.
Okay.
And then as I was graduating 8th grade year, going into my summer of like going into my freshman year.
Yes.
I got SC in Kansas.
Okay.
I'm curious because I know what it's like here, and it's probably a much lesser scale. But when you're like an 8th grader, that recognizable in a place like LA, how many high schools are kind of nudging at you to go play for them? I can't even imagine.
It was a lot at first, and I really had to just like sit back and relax and just make a decision. You know what I'm saying? And just talk to my family, my mom per se, because that's who it really was at the beginning. Just me and my mom and my stepdad really just sat down and we were like, where are we gonna go?
How important is modern day to you?
It's actually really important. Just the way we practice, just the standard we hold ourselves to.
Yeah.
It's become a part of my lifestyle.
What is your timeline as far as what's next? I mean, spring games everywhere are kind of come to a close. Maybe next week. It's kind of last week.
Yeah.
Are you going to be on the road in May? Do you have spring football? Like, what's your?
We do have spring football coming up. As far as from modern day, I think we start this Tuesday, something like that.
A lot of coaches will be watching those practices.
Yes, most definitely. I'm kind of excited. Not for the coaches, just to get back for spring ball and just to get back for football.
But you get a lot of college coaches that come to your spring practices, I'd imagine.
Most definitely.
One more from me, Sean.
Go ahead.
I asked Brandon this. How do you guard against the feeling that you've arrived? You get all this attention. I mean, you get a lot of accolades. You get offers when you're 7th grade. Mm-hmm. How do you guard against complacency? What keeps you motivated?
What keeps me motivated? Losing to Bosco. No, that too for sure.
Yeah.
That we coming with a vengeance.
To Donnie Bosco.
But, that wasn't the answer. But more so, what keeps me motivated is just like knowing where I've came from and knowing that this is all blessings from God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like it wraps into life as well. Like life is a journey; it's a marathon. So whenever I feel like whenever you stop, whenever you feel like you've arrived, I feel like life will come to you personally and like take you 2 steps back.
Yeah.
from where you were before. It'll humble you. It
Yeah.
will humble you itself.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're not supposed to stop. I feel like your brain is always changing. You're always getting new opinions. You're not supposed to stop. There's no stopping when it comes to working out. There's no stopping when it comes to finding yourself. There's no stopping when it comes to like believing yourself, loving yourself, telling yourself you're great and stuff like that. Because if you don't do any of that, nobody else is going to do it for you.
Right.
If you don't chase the dream, the dream's not going to chase you.
Right.
You have to chase your dream.
Right. That's
You know
good.
what I'm
That's wisdom. Yeah.
Most definitely.
That's wisdom.
All right. Final question here from us. What is your official visit plan? Then are you going to take multiple in the summer, hold them for the season? And then what is your timeline? Are you going to hold out for like an all-star game, or like when do you plan to kind of make a decision on your recruiting process?
Like commitment wise?
Yeah.
I think me and my family decided we're going to drop a top 10 pretty soon. We don't have an exact date yet, but a top 10 should be coming pretty soon. And then as far as OVs go, I know I want to take most of them during the summer.
Big June then.
Most definitely. And then I feel like we would be coming to a decision end of summer, right before a season or beginning of season per se. I feel like I want to go into the season committed. That's the plan as of right now.
Okay.
Well, Aydin, it's been great to have you on Recruit Spotlight.
It's so great to be here.
You've got a great personality, a bright future ahead of you.
Thank you.
Looking forward to following you as you get ready for a big senior season.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks again to Aydin Breland for joining us here on Recruit Spotlight. Once again, Recruit Spotlight brought to you by Tanner Sports Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, 30th and Yankee Hill Road in Lincoln. For Steve Sipple, I'm Sean Callahan.